Sheeple, don't you be a fool. Don't listen to the idiots that are being the leftist tools. Yeah, I actually recorded this before, and there was too much fucking wind. There was a goddamn noise on my feet swooshing on the ground. It was just pissing me to fuck off listening to it. So I had to delete that and redo this. This film is not woke. These idiots who are complaining about the film being woke are morons. They don't know anything about this genre of filming. They are the idiots who are they watched the trailer, they listened to the leftist talking heads, who saw the people on the right being morons, who weren't understanding the people hunting people genre of storytelling, getting upset. They thought, let's see. We don't want people seeing this film, because then more films like this will be made mocking the shit out of us. So we're going to jump on this hate mob bandwagon that these idiots are all forming, because let's face it, that's what these people love doing, and we're going to make them hate it. So they did. And then the film was canned, but the film was brought back out. And idiots like the Quartering and that are praising how this SJW film is dead. I won. When in the reality, this fucking moron, this loser, this idiot, this retard, and the people like him don't understand that this film is mocking the hell out of leftists. One scene in the film is the soldier gets in, she kills all the leftists, and one is left lying there alive, and the person who's traveling with her comes down and, well, you can't kill her, she's a woman. Miss, do you think that you should be afforded mercy because you're a woman? No, and she shoots her in the head. When the two elderly couple leftists kill a bunch of people, while they're cleaning up, they start bitching and complaining about how the guy said, these people, and the woman thought, well, what if a black person had heard you? Or what if a African American had heard you? Oh, there's no black people around here. Oh, you can't say that. What, black people? Well, yeah, and they go into this whole little thing about how, and that's what leftists actually say when you're around these idiots. They actually do crap out this garbage out of their mouths. And the person that wrote this film understood leftists and mocked them, justifiably. And yes, the right are also mocked in this film, but if you cannot take being made fun of, like, honestly, some small jabs are made on the right side, on the conservative side. If you can't take being mocked, you're just as bad as the alphabet people who wanted Dave Chappelle canned and canceled because he made fun of them, even though in his skit, he literally made fun of everybody, every demographic. So if you can't take this film throwing a couple shade at conservatives, then you honestly don't deserve anything better, and you deserve nothing but woke garbage to watch. That's not an opinion, that's fact. If you can't take being made fun of for a couple minutes in a film that's over an hour and a half long, when the majority of the film is making fun of leftists, then yeah, you deserve nothing but woke garbage. And that's all you deserve to watch. The film is political satire, it's funny, it's not woke, and I personally give it a B. I'd probably buy it when it comes out. I already designed a custom steelbook for it. It's not like, oh, the best film of the year. It's, well, technically it's like a third in my opinion. So far on my list, I have just 1917 and The Gentleman above it, because, not that many films are coming out this year because of this stupid coronavirus crap. As I said, I liked the film, and most of the time I just seeing these ridiculous morons like on Facebook and even in the dumbass Quartering's little video, all these idiots in the comment section singing the praises of how get woke and go broke and all that crap. When they should have like a dildo with that sound on and then shoved up their fucking asses, because these idiots don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just see a headline, believe the idiot, and try to spread it on more. Because by the time that these morons figure out that they were all wrong, it'll be too late. The damage would have been done. The studios will see, well, conservatives don't actually want a movie that makes fun of liberals. But there's tons of movies that make fun of conservatives, and those movies all make money. We'll just make those. Because when the woke crowd don't support their films, that's what the Get Woke, Go Broke movement is about. Those people don't go to the movies. All they do is talk shit online. And sadly, now that's what these conservatives have proven. That's what they are. They are just as bad as the woke community. Something was made for them and they didn't show up for it. It's like all these idiots who are begging for an Alita Battle Angel sequel. You didn't go see the fucking movie in the first place, the first time around. You just said how great it was. What, you pirated it and now you're saying how great it is? You don't support something, you don't get it. Movies are a business. It's not like some free thing online where there's a bunch of idiots who are choosing by ad revenue. And then they beg Patreon, oh, please support us on Patreon. No, that's not how movies work. Real movies, I should say. So, you idiots are all causing more damage than good. You're all harming the situation a lot more than anything else. Because you idiots all fell for the outrage mob. It's like, even John Miller on the White House Brief, who is the most conservative person on the face of the planet. He is uber ultra conservative. I'll put the little clip of his at the end. Even he saw that these idiots were making total asses of themselves. Because let's see, I actually mentioned this in the original review I did, but there's too much fucking wind. In the genre of people hunting people, Hunger Games, Most Dangerous Game, anything like that, who are the bad guys? Now, use the tiny little inch of brain cells that you might still have left. Who are the bad guys in those things? The people hunting the people. Who are the good guys? The people being hunted. So, morons who are bitching and complaining that, oh, conservatives are being hunted, it's a leftist wet dream, and all that crap. Okay, retards. Remember what I just said. Who are the heroes in the scenario? Who are the good guys? The people being hunted. And do any of them ever have the people who are hunting the people actually win? No, they always get killed by somebody. And in this film, they get killed because they're stupid. I know most people aren't seeing this movie, so I can go ahead and spoil it. The girl they grab who ends up killing everybody, she had training. She was in Iraq, so obviously she had training beforehand. She spent 4 years in Iraq, and she came home, and then they grabbed her. So, why did they grab her? Because somebody with the same name as her, just spelled differently, who lives in the same town as her, posted something online to cancel the dumbass leftists. And the leftists decided they would kill the people who canceled them. And they all die because they were stupid, because they grabbed the wrong person. I'm just going to leave it at this because I'm just kind of rambling on at this moment. It's too hot in this fucking booth. So, comment down below if you want to, like or dislike, and hey, have a good one.
All right, who has heard this drama around the film The Hunt? You guys are all wrong about it. And I personally am disappointed because I thought for once we were going to get a film. This is not the Fox News take, but we're going to tell you the truth. I thought for once we were going to get, with this Hunt film, a movie where the conservatives are the good guys and the elite liberal globalists are the bad guys. That's what we probably were going to get with The Hunt. But no, instead, the boomer outrage machine has to make sure we don't see it. We have to be so sensitive and ruin everything. So The Hunt, it was a satirical social thriller, was going to be released next month, and it looked awesome. I thought it looked awesome. I was so excited to see this movie. But, you've got all these boomers out there. How dare you have a film about hunting us dear deplorables? I got news for you. The deplorables were not the bad guys in this film. This film was going to feature a group of red state folks, people, I think it was in Alabama or Arkansas. One of those red states, one of those states that we just fly over. And the deplorable types were going to be kidnapped and hunted by the elites, by the left-wing globalist elites for sport. Who's the good guy in that scenario? And then from the trailer, it looks like the deplorables flip the script and then they weaponize and fight back against their globalist oppressors. So it looked awesome, I think. You know, if you're into sort of gory, violent thrillers, it looked awesome. I was really looking forward to seeing it. I couldn't wait. Of course, I understand with the timing of it, with the El Paso and Dayton and Gilroy shootings, yeah, it makes sense for the studio to decide to pause the marketing campaign. That's not unusual. We've seen that before. Gangster Squad, that movie, remember that movie? The movie starring Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. That had its marketing paused and release date, it was postponed, okay? Because it was scheduled to release right after the Aurora shooting. They said, that's not good timing for this, and I agree, that's fine. But to cancel the movie altogether is completely different. And the reason they're doing it is because most of the outrage is being blamed on conservatives. And that's partly true. You know, it's partly true. Conservatives did raise a little bit of outrage. You know, President Trump was tweeting about it. You know, you guys probably watching Fox, and they're drumming up the phony outrage. And the president saw criticism of this film, and that led to this tweet that he tweeted, quote, "The movie coming out is made in order to inflame and cause chaos. They create their own violence and then try to blame others. They are the true racists and are very bad for our country." And then right after, the release of the film was canceled. But I doubt President Trump saw the trailer. And I have to wonder if any of the people at Fox who criticized the movie actually saw the full trailer. Because I gotta tell you, if you watch the trailer, it is extremely obvious who the bad guys are here.
You're in the glorious state of Arkansas, sweetheart.
How'd you know they was lying?
Well, this ain't Arkansas, so everyone is lying.
We pay for everything, so this country belongs to us.
According to Kim Masters of The Hollywood Reporter, she writes, quote, "The blue state characters explain that they picked their target because they expressed anti-choice positions or used the N-word on Twitter." So the villains in this film, the villains in The Hunt, are the liberals who want to murder conservatives for their pro-life views. And does that even sound that far-fetched to you? No, this was a movie about how the elite liberals want to use their money, want to use their power to slaughter people who are guilty of disagreeing with them. And the big picture here is that the liberals, they've gotten so carried away with their cancel culture, they've gotten so carried away with their demonization, they're demonizing anyone they see as a political enemy. That person, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't believe that. That's the left. You know, they say, you've committed a mild social infraction on Twitter, I'm going to murder you for fun. That's what this film proved. That's what the premise of this film was. And I mean, it's so dumb that I have to sit here and explain to you how movies work. Everybody knows they are gaslighting us because in what world are the human hunters the good guys? That was the real problem for Universal. It's that the liberals were the villains. Someone in the executive studio said, "Oh, we didn't realize when you proposed this film to us that the liberals are the bad guys. We can't have any of that." They had no problem releasing any of, remember the Purge films? Remember the 4 Purge films? They had no problem releasing any of those films where people are violently and viciously murdered in the streets. So why is this film problematic? This film's too violent? This film is too violent for Hollywood? No. It's because it is the liberal elites who are the bad guys, and that is why this film got canceled. The reason this film got canceled is because it exposed the liberals as the murderers. You see, the prevailing narrative in Hollywood is supposed to be that only white male conservatives are the murderers. They are the evil ones. You can't portray leftists as the evil ones. Are you joking me? No, this film portrayed globalist, left-wing corporatists as the murderers, and that is not acceptable in Hollywood. Because you really think that Hollywood caved because a bunch of conservative outrage? Fat frickin' chance. No, they canceled the movie because it didn't fit the left-wing narrative, and that is exactly why I was excited to see it. You know, to be honest, I'm amazed that this film was greenlit to begin with. No, the real reason this movie was canceled is because it does not fit the Hollywood narrative that shooters and killers are all white nationalist men. No, this film cannot be tolerated because in this film, the progressives were the villains, and Hollywood would never cave. I mean, the idea that Hollywood's going to cave to conservative outrage, give me a break. That is just not the way they operate. No, this film poked fun at globalist leftists and their maniacal disdain for the American people, and that is why The Hunt was canceled.
SJW movies about cancel culture, and then they're finally given a movie which makes fun of liberals for over an hour, which points out how horrible what cancel culture could do in the most extreme, dire situations.